Hey, Facebook and podcast listeners and YouTube watchers. I feel like it's been a minute. I'm Saquon. Thank you for joining us on this live. Before we get started, I just want to let you guys know, again, you can watch and then you can, of course, listen to this live stream later through the InForum YouTube channel, again, or on your favorite podcast platform. Otherwise, you know, if this live ends or when this live ends, you can just kind of scroll through it to kind of get what you need. It's, of course, a really good way to just start off your day knowing what you need to know. And you can always just visit inforum.com/podcasts and look for the InForum Minute as well. So, okay, as I said in this caption here, there's going to be a large police presence in Moorhead. In fact, it's probably a very large police presence right now. And it's all because Moorhead Police is hosting this active shooter training. So, of course, I'm sure you can figure out what that means. But just in case of an active shooter, they are preparing for basically the worst case scenarios, right? So that's going to be all taking place at Horizon Middle School. Again, this is going to be hosted by Moorhead Police, but several Minnesota law enforcement agencies will be there as well, as, you know, along with firefighters, medical responders, and that's going to be taking place from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. today through Wednesday. With that, though, I wanted to let you know about a road closure as well. Ridgewood Boulevard, which is right in front of the middle school there, between 36th and 40th Streets South, will be closed, again, just from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Wednesday, which is when that training will be going on. So again, if you're just joining us, really quick, I'll recap this for you. Active shooter training is happening at Horizon Middle School, 8 to 5, Monday through Wednesday, and it's just, again, to prepare for worst case scenarios. Also, sticking in Moorhead, that Moorhead underpass project, man, it feels like we've been talking about that for so long, but today you can kind of celebrate the opening of the largest project in history for the city of Moorhead. So again, this is the Main Avenue underpass right near Moorhead High School, and it's going to be having a grand opening celebration today. So again, guys, if you're not familiar, this is a $51 million project that's kind of been in the works since fall of 2018, and it's all to just make a better connection to the high school from Main Avenue. So that ribbon cutting, if you'd like to take part, that's going to start at 4 this afternoon inside that underpass, which is really neat. And there's going to be free food for the first 400 people to get there. You can also enjoy some live music out there. If you're planning on going, just park in the Moorhead parking lot is what they're asking you to do. And even though that celebration is taking place today, you cannot drive through it until Friday. So just a heads up, don't try to drive through it. But the celebration is today at 4. So you can come on out there. Also, more construction projects to talk about. And of course, this is something that we talk about nearly on a daily basis, but of course it's summer, so these crews got to get their work done this summer. So we are letting you know about 3 projects in Fargo today. The longest project is at the intersection of Westrac Drive and 13th Avenue South, just by the Dairy Queen there. They're just going to be repaving that road. You will be able to only turn right at that intersection, but then single lane traffic on 13th is going to be open. This is going to be in place for 3 weeks. And then the next closure that I want to let you know about is on 19th Avenue North between 3rd and 4th Street South. That will only be closed for the day, or today and tomorrow. So everything should be done by the end of the day tomorrow. Of course, we'll keep you updated on that. Main Avenue is also going to be closed between 14th and 15th Streets South. So you can take a detour to 1st Avenue South if you need to drive through that area. That one is also going to be in place for 1 week. So wanted to let you know about that. We also know that 2 Moorhead men are in the hospital with some serious injuries after they were involved in a crash in Becker County. We learned from Minnesota State Patrol that a car driven by 18-year-old Gabriel Spader crashed into another car at the intersection just a little bit west of Detroit Lakes at 5:20 yesterday evening. Now, one of his passengers, 18-year-old Benjamin Dickey, he had to be airlifted to Sanford in Fargo. A second passenger wasn't hurt, but the other car, 2 girls from Audubon were hurt. They were expected to be okay, but we're trying to figure out how those 2 men are doing from Moorhead this morning, because last we heard, their condition was pretty serious. So we'll try to get that update for you and bring that to you in our evening newscasts. Also today, Lutheran Church of the Cross is doing another pop-up food pantry if you need some food assistance. So we actually learned that last food pantry that they had, which was in May, we learned that nearly 200 families and 560 people came to get that food. So fresh produce, dairy, frozen items. So if you're interested in that, that's going to start at 4 and then go until 5:30 in the parking lot of Lutheran Cross of Lutheran Church of the Cross. You can either drive through and get that food, or you can also walk up to the pantry, but staff are asking you to not come any earlier than 10 minutes early. So we also have an update on that failed effort to get this term limit measure on North Dakota's election ballot. So we did learn from the state's Attorney General, Drew Wrigley, and he says that he plans on sending that case to Ward County's attorney for possible charges, and that would be against the people who organized the petition. So we've kind of been talking about this for a while now, but in March, we told you that Secretary of State Al Jaeger rejected more than 29,000 signatures out of 46,000 that was actually on the petition. Well, he did that because he said that it didn't meet legal standards and that the petition runners violated state law by offering some cash bonuses to people who signed. So the Drew Wrigley, he says that he plans on sending that to the county sometime this week, and of course we'll let you know if charges do get filed. Also, a really big update when it comes to the Uvalde school shooting and Fargo. We knew for a little while here that the shooter, the gunman, 18-year-old Salvador Ramos, had ties to North Dakota. Well, we told you guys that we were going to work to find out where he was from and all the details of it, and we did learn that he was actually born in Fargo. So we learned that all from this FBI report, 77 pages long, and he was born there in 2004, and then he was there with his mother, and then his mother's then boyfriend. Well, the report says the two actually split up shortly after Ramos was born. So his mom and his sister, they all moved to Uvalde at that point. So right now we're just trying to figure out if he has maybe any relatives who still live in Fargo, maybe somewhere in the area. We did also learn from that report, though, that the shooter, Ramos, was a former student of Robb Elementary School, and he actually attended 4th grade inside the room where that shooting happened. And his former teacher was also saying that Ramos was bullied that year. So some context clues in that shooting, lots of really big details in that as well, and of course with a local tie. Okay, speaking more on a national level of things, we are expecting to learn the names of the shooter, who police say killed 3 people and hurt 2 other shoppers right near Indianapolis. So officers are saying this man carried a really long rifle and he opened fire in the food court of the mall. And this all was at about 6 last night. You might be waking up to some headlines on your social media this morning, kind of scrolling through Facebook and seeing that. So the suspect was then shot and killed by a 22-year-old man who was actually legally carrying a handgun. So we also know that along with the shooter's name, we could learn more information about the shooter's motive today as well, is what we're hearing from police. So of course, once we learn that, we'll bring that to you as soon as we can. Also on a national level today, jury selection is expected to start for Steve Bannon's contempt of Congress trial. So he's accused of refusing to comply with the committee that's investigating the January 6th attack right now. He was citing executive privilege for not complying. And as we said, you know, he's stopped working for the White House years earlier than that. Prosecutors are only expected to take 1 day to present their case, and if found guilty, Bannon does face up to 2 years in prison. Also, really big trial today. That man who pleaded guilty to a shooting at a Florida high school is going to start his sentencing trial. We are talking about Nicholas Cruz, and he killed 17 people at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, which is in Parkland, and prosecutors are expected to focus a little bit more on the brutality of the shooting and then the victims, of course, as well. We probably won't know Cruz's team's focus until they give their testimony, which could be weeks from now. Cruz faces either the death penalty or a life sentence, and this trial altogether is expected to last about 4 months. So that is a really big trial getting underway as well. Okay, Hot Mic with Dom Izzo, 9 to 11, WDAY Extra, InForum.com. We're talking about NDSU quarterback Cam Miller. He was recognized back at home in Iowa and celebrating the best performances of the weekend. Jeff Kolpack is going to be in studio as college football season is just 2 weeks away. Wow. That's crazy. I was just talking about the fact that I feel like this month has gone by so fast. I mean, really this whole summer, I feel like. And then now we're already talking about college football. So, yeah, really exciting stuff. Again, that's Hot Mic with Dom Izzo, 9 to 11, WDAY Extra, InForum.com. All right, on InForum.com, actually, we have more on that Fargo police officer involved shooting that happened about last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, if I remember correctly, and this was near the Cashwise off of 13th. I was there, and We have an article to share with you. It's called Prosecutor Takes Rare Step After Fargo Officer Kills Van Driver. This was written by April Baumgarten, and it's really interesting. She kind of goes over the timeline of everything too, but in the beginning she kind of talks about what the Cass County State's Attorney Office was taking a look at, and kind of took an unusual step in this. So if you'd like to read up a little bit more on that, I know that's still a really, really big talker right now, as it is here even in our newsroom. So you should definitely go read that. Again, that's on InForum.com. And again, right now, $2 for 6 months of unlimited local news. So that deal that I've been kind of telling you all throughout the month, that's going to be running until July 26th. And then after that, we move back to 3 months at 99 cents a month. So again, all you have to do is go on inforum.com/subscribe to get that deal. And that's where you can get unlimited news, weather, sports, all of it. So don't forget, we do have news 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 in our evening newscast. You can expect lots of updates to the stories that we just told you about, plus so much more that you haven't even heard of yet. And yeah, you can always join us for more. And of course, you can stay up to date on inforum.com as well. All right, everybody, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning from 5 to 7. Bye.